LEI or the Legal Entity Identifier, a unique global identifier of legal entities participating in financial transactions. Hi friends, I am Manju Kaushik, manager at APAC Associates LLP. I'll take you through this 15th video of the web series that is One Concept, One Slide, initiated by APAC Associates LLP. This presentation is about LEI code mandatorily required to be obtained by the participants of financial market or the entities as specified from time to time by the Reserve Bank of India. We look forward to receiving your queries, comments and feedback by any means given on this slide. RBI initiated reformation of both the corporations and funds involved in financial transactions, the easy identification, recognition and tracking. Result of the same is an LEI code, an initiative to design global reference data system that uniquely identifies every legal entity in any jurisdiction that is party to a financial transaction. This process is being initiated in a phase-wise manner for its smooth and proper implication. First thing to discuss here is what is an LEI code. The Legal Entity Identifier is a 20-character reference code to uniquely identify legal entity, distinct entities that engage in financial transactions and associated reference data. Two fundamental principles of the LEI code are uniqueness. An LEI is assigned to a unique entity. Once assigned to an entity, and even if this entity has, for instance, ceased to exist, a code should never be assigned to another entity. Second, exclusivity. A legal entity that has obtained an LEI cannot obtain another one. Entities may port the maintenance of their LEI from one operator to another. The LEI remains unchanged in the process. The LEI is a 20-character alphanumeric code created using ISO 17442-2012 standard and has a predetermined structure. The set structure provides that character 1 to 4 is a 4-character prefix assigned by the ROC Secretariat and is unique to each LOU. Character 5 and 6 are reserved characters set to 0. Characters 7 to 18, these 12 characters are generated and assigned to an entity by the LOU according to transparent and sound allocation policies. Last two characters, character 19 and 20 are two check digits under ISO 17442. Here LOUs are or the local operating units refer to the service providers who are delegated with the responsibility of issuing LEIs by the Global Legal Entity Identifier Foundation. The LEI can be obtained from couple of hours to days or weeks, depending on the service provider. Further, GLEIF is responsible for monitoring LEI data quality and integrity of the LEI system. Next, we'll discuss the applicability of the LEI that who is all are required to obtain an LEI code from the authorized local operating units. First are the participants in the over-the-counter, that is OTC markets for rupee interest rate derivatives, foreign currency derivatives, and credit derivatives in India. Second are the participants in non-derivative markets, which further includes government securities markets, money market securities, that is any instruments with a maturity of 1 year or less, and non-derivative forex markets, that is market for cash, term and spot transactions. Third are the large corporate borrowers or bank. Here, large borrowers are calculated as per their credit exposure. The credit exposure comprises of all type of fund and non-fund based limits, with all the banks which include but not limited to loans, cash credit facility, bank guarantee, letter of credit, commercial paper, corporate bonds, outstanding forex derivatives, exposure limits, collectively known as scheduled commercial bank services. Next, we discuss the process involved in obtaining an LEI number. The first step is the creation of an online account with the chosen LOU by person duly authorized by the board for the registration purpose. Next is the submission on an online application form along with documents in the prescribed formats and payment of the requisite fees. The documents includes but are not limited to certificate of incorporation or registration certificate of the entity, PAN card proof, undertaking cum indemnity, audited financial statements, board resolution or a certified true copy of general board resolution or power of attorney in case the legal entity commits to submit a fresh board resolution when the next board meeting is held subsequently. Power of attorney in case of any further delegation by the officials mentioned in the board resolution. Audited financials of holding an ultimate parent or the auditor's certificate. After successful submission of the documents and the fees, the chosen LOU will independently review and verify the form and the documents submitted by the entity, and on being satisfied with the completeness and correctness of the documents, a unique LEI code shall be issued to the applicant entity. Covering the next important aspect, that is the function of the legal operating units. First, LOUs are the compulsorily required to be accredited by the Global Legal Entity Identifier Foundation so as to issue LEIs. Here, accreditation is the process by which GLEIF evaluates the suitability of organizations seeking to operation with the global LEI system as LEI issuers. Thereafter, the accredited LOUs act as the primary interface for legal entities wishing to obtain an LEI. In India, LEI code may be obtained from Legal Entity Identifier India Limited, a subsidiary of the Clearance Corporation of India Limited, which has been recognized by the Reserve Bank of India as issuer of LEI under the Payment and Settlement System Act 2007 and is accredited by the GLEIF as the local operating unit in India for issuance and management of LEI. Next are the functions of the legal entities who are the applicant of LEI code. Their primary responsibility is to provide accurate reference data, that is, the publicly available information of the legal entities identifiable with an LEI to its LEI issuer. The reference data includes business card information, example, the official name of the legal entity and its register address. In the global LEI system, this information is referred to as level 1 data. It provides the answer to the question of who is who. Second, relationship information, which allows the identification of the direct and ultimate parents of a legal entity, if applicable. This information is referred to as level 2 data. It answers the question of who owns whom. It shall be the duty of the entity to apply for the renewal of the LEI every year before the actual date of expiry. Otherwise, the status of the LEI shall be changed to lapsed, and a lapsed LEI code shall be deemed to be invalid for transactions in market regulated by RBI. An ongoing duty of the legal entity shall be abide by the regulatory requirements as provided or amended from time to time. Moreover, a schedule for implementation of LEI for non-derivative market was provided in the RBI circular based upon the net worth of the entity. The said schedule was divided in phases based upon the net worth of the entity, which provides the data for implementation of LEI. For entities with net worth greater than 2000 million, the data shall be till December 31st, 2019, and for entities whose net worth is less than 2000 million, it shall be March 31st, 2020. Net worth here is calculated as per Section 2, Clause 57 of the Companies Act 2013. As per that section means the aggregate value of the paid up share capital and all reserve created out of the profits, securities premium account and debit or credit balance of profit and loss account after deducting the aggregate value of the accumulated losses, deferred expenditure and miscellaneous expenditure. Not written off as per the audited balance sheet but does not include reserve created out of revaluation of assets, written back of depreciation and amalgamation. In the same way, a schedule for implementation of LEI by the bank borrowers was also provided, based upon their exposure to the scheduled commercial bank of the borrower. This schedule provided the data for implementation of LEI. For entities with total exposure of scheduled commercial banks greater than Rs 1000 crore was till March 31st, 2018. Entities with total exposure of scheduled commercial borrowings greater than Rs 500 crore but less than Rs 1000 crore was till June 30th, 2018. Entities with total exposure of scheduled commercial borrowings greater than Rs 100 crore but less than 500 crore was March 31st, 2019. and for entities with total exposure of scheduled commercial borrowings greater than rupees 50 crore but less than rupees 100 crore is till December 31st, 2019. In the same way, schedule for implementation was also provided for participants of OTC derivative market. However, the specified dates for all the phase was wise implementation of LEI for OTC derivative market have lapsed. You can refer our other videos already published on our YouTube channel. You may subscribe for our weekly light and monthly light newsletters for all latest updates in areas such as SEBI, FEMA, Companies Act, etc. Or you may follow our Facebook or LinkedIn page for daily updates by referring the details given on this slide and in the description box below. We have tried to cover the major aspects of LEI Code, the registration process, applicability, and schedules for implementation of the same. We request you to share your views and advice on this web series, including the topics that you want us to cover in coming videos. Thank you.